Welcome to RealmCast. This is Season 2, Episode 1. I'm Zbornox, and joining me are Sriracha and Buff Solja, who I will be calling Buff from now on because I can't quite get the gangster part on the Solja, right?
Buff is the stuff.
Yeah. So Season 2 of RealmCast, we'll be giving you lots of things you've been asking for. We've been reading through the feedback, and we're going to deliver. So this episode will include updates on game and community, and we're also going to answer player questions.
Yeah, guys, and I just wanted to jump in here and say, thank you for all the warm welcome on the forums. I can tell that we got a really excited and great community to be a part of, man, and I'm really happy to be here with all you guys.
Yeah, I mean, it's been a very eventful week, and we had a lot of opportunities to jump into the forums and into the games, and there's been a lot of feedback, both good and bad from you guys, and we hear it all, and we try to take it all into account with everything that we've been trying to implement in the game.
We're definitely listening, so let us know what you think on Twitter, and we'll go into more of that later.
What's the Twitter link?
ROTMG_news. So how are you guys liking being game masters for Realm of the Mad God? Sriracha?
It's pretty awesome. I mean, this is probably one of my favorite Kabam games that's come out since I've been working here, and just watching the players react to it is really awesome too, because it's something that you can get really devoted to, as someone who's played MMOs before and games like Realm of the Mad God. I think it's really awesome to be working on it, and honestly to be working with the community on it too. It's dope.
Yeah, I mean, definitely the community is great in this game. They're very passionate, which is something that you love to see in MMOs. To me, that's the whole point of playing an MMO is the community. And I feel like we were able to jump on this game at a great time, sitting in some of the design meetings and talking to the team. There's a lot of great stuff coming down the pipeline. We're really close to a lot of things just around the corner, and I'm excited to get into this game at this time because there's just so much happening, and I think it's about to just blow up into this incredible game. I mean, it's already a great game, but I think it's about to go to a whole nother level.
I agree. I've been on this game for a while, and just these last few weeks have been very amazing, and there's been a lot of really great positive changes, and we're really looking forward to the future, and so onward we go.
Yeah.
We're going to start with a new section called Game Update, which isn't new at all. It's not really a new section at all. So Game Updates with Buff.
So we just wanted to talk a little bit about the Lair of Draconis mishap that happened last week.
Stuff got.
There was an error in the release of the key for the Lair of Draconis. It wasn't supposed to be released when the Rock Dragon came out. We wanted to release the encounter. We wanted that new content to come out, but we wanted to give players an opportunity to kind of experience the encounter and learn with it. And the dungeon wasn't fully complete, but as you all know, it came out. Players were able to get into it. Players were able to get some loot. And we just wanted to let you know that wasn't the completed dungeon. There's kind of a lot of concern about how easy the dungeon was. Some of the items, that there was errors with those items and stuff. None of that was set for release. None of that, the final statistics for how hard that dungeon is going to be for the items that come out of it. All of that, none of that was completed. It was a mishap on our end. And shout out to the mods for bringing it to our attention as quickly as they did.
Those guys are dope, dude. They really helped.
The mods, the ROTMG mod squad is great.
Yeah, they're definitely on. They're on their stuff with that, and so we were all able to get online late at night, and pretty much spent all night and early morning working on it. We had to take the game down for a little bit, but thankfully we were able to get it up. So everybody was still able to play during the weekend, and hopefully when we do release the Lair of Draconis, you will like it. But I just want to say that was a very early, non-official peek at what it is, and expect it to be a lot harder when it does finally come out.
Yeah, definitely. I was playing around with it on testing about a week ago, and wow. It was pretty hard for me already, so good times. Yeah. Good times were had.
But on a happy note, we're seeing a bunch of cool stuff about the Rock Dragon on the forums.
Yeah, we are.
Yeah, I mean, you guys really seem to like it. It seems to be something different, a little challenging for you guys. We've heard some... there's always mixed feedback with everything that we release, but it seems that a few players find it to be one of the more new challenging things out there, which is, what we're striving for. We don't want this game to be easy. We want it to be, a game based on skill. We want it to be hard for you guys to play. There's no fun if you can beat something the first time you face it. In this type of game, obviously you don't want to die. Nexus. But we want it to be difficult for you, and we welcome any feedback you guys have on any of the encounters that we have or the dungeons, and we look at trying to make things harder for you guys in the future. We've gotten some great player feedback about the Rock Dragon. Clips PL said that the Rock Dragon is, in my opinion, a great, challenging, and well-designed event. Dan Jamoir said that the Rock Dragon is an epic boss. It was so much fun. Mr. Bunk said also, thanks for the Rock Dragon. It's a wonderfully terrifying experience.
Awesome name.
Yeah, I like that one.
Cool. Thank you guys for your feedback, and of course keep the feedback coming. We love hearing what you think of everything that is on Realm. So, speaking of Realm, we got community news with Sriracha.
I like the way you said that.
I love saying it that way.
Sriracha. So yeah, we just we had a couple of really cool events running. You guys, as you guys know, Chinese New Year, Lunar New Year just passed. Rewind. Lunar New Year just passed, and we had the Chinese New Year parade event, which was pretty awesome. As far as all the entries went, we just decided to go ahead and give everybody that submitted a parade, the 2013 Fame Prize. So shout outs to Pixel Hero, Dong Hao P, and Young Angel 810. You guys did a really good job on your parade, and it was full of Year of the Snake goodness. So props to you guys for doing that.
If people wanted to see those parade videos, where could they find them right now?
So if they just go to the forums and check out the homepage, if they scroll down a little bit, they should see something that says new, even though it's not so new because it's over, but new community event, Chinese New Year parade. So that's
it's very festive.
And also, if you check the blog, it should you guys should check that out because they'll be posted there too for your viewing pleasure. So good job on the Chinese New Year stuff, guys. Following that, we had the big Twitter boost event that took place last week, and honestly, we set the bar kind of high. We said 10K followers, and that was a little high, but we got 1,000 followers, and I'm happy with that. So the Spawnathon's going to go ahead as planned.
Sriracha doubled the Twitter following. How fantastic is that? It's fantastic.
Yeah.
Very nice. 2 weeks on the job, man. 2 weeks.
Yeah. Well, don't thank me. Thank the players that followed us.
Right on.
Those guys are pretty cool. Look for Twitter updates on when the actual Spawnathons will be handled. We'll be tweeting more details on that, and you can follow us on @ROTMG_news. You have to follow us on Twitter to find out where and when the stuff's going to happen, though, because that's
how we roll.
Yeah, we roll like that because we're buff soldiers, gangsters.
All of us.
Yeah. And then we got some other stuff down the line. Valentine's Day is right around the corner, so check out the forums for our cool little Valentine's Day event we got planned. Should be posting that tomorrow.
Will be posted on Valentine's Day?
It'll be posted on Valentine's Day, yeah. So.
That's Sriracha's favorite holiday.
No. It'll be posted on Valentine's Day. It'll probably run through the weekend. So look forward for that. Should be cool. And check out the forums for more details on that. On top of that, we also have a new email address where any of our creative folks in the community can go ahead and contact us and show us some of their work, and we'll go ahead and showcase their work. And that address is artist, artists.rotmg@gmail.com, and you could go ahead and submit your creative works, because you guys are really freaking talented, man. I saw a lot of really, really good work out there. If you haven't checked the Tumblr yet, our blog, the official Realm of the Mad God blog, we posted some good stuff there. Shout out to Bilal and his Realm-inspired tombs that he posted up there. Those were pretty cool. So you could check that out on the blog, or you could even check it out on his SoundCloud, soundcloud.com/BILALROTMG. Here's a quick sample of Bilal's music.
Wow, that was a really great tune.
Yeah, those are pretty dope, right?
I think so. What do you think, Buff?
I thought it was great. I mean, it's great to see players, really take a passion into the game and express it in their own way.
I actually look forward to just seeing what else comes out of all these things.
And secondly, we got Padme on the forums, who did her mule song, and that's posted there, and it's pretty funny. Like, if you check it out, it's funny as hell, man.
Yeah, it's a good one. I'm partial to it.
Yeah, well, it's because she mentioned you.
Yeah, I enjoy that.
Yeah.
Thank you, Sriracha, for all those community updates. We also have another event going on right now. It's called the Tournament of Fame. It's an event that lasts until this Friday, February 15th, and it stops at 3 p.m. Pacific time. So at that time, we're going to take the top 10 people on the weekly Legends board, and they will get a top tier item of their choice. So first place will actually receive 4 UT items of their choice. Second place will get 3. Third place will get 2, and 4th through 10th place will get 1 UT item of their choice. And these are all items that are actually in game right now. And no, the admin sword does not count. So sorry for the disappointment there, but right now I'm looking at the Legends board right now. And, I just pulled up the wrong. Okay. I'm looking at the Legends board right now. And in first place, we have Mousy Face. So this is who is on top right now with 41,789 fame. So we'll see what happens in the next few days. And at Friday at 3 p.m. PST, we will
who's gonna take him down?
Yeah, battle it out. We also have a few packages going on in game right now. If you go to either the forum or in game, the little news section, you will be able to read about the Rogue pack. Has the Emerald Shard dagger. Is it called the Emerald Shard? Okay, we have the Rogue pack, which includes the Emerald Shard dagger, the Ring of Exalted Speed, a loot tier potion, and a character slot and Hippogriff hide armor for 1,200 gold. So considering the character slot can run up to 1,000 gold, this is a pretty fantastic pack. There's a lot you can do with the Rogue. My favorite thing to do with the Rogue is to run tombs. Yes, I am a expert tomb runner now.
I know, we heard you you had a little run with our mods.
Yep, the mods are instructing me, and I use the Rogue. So this pack would come in very useful if you were a Rogue, or if you wanted to try the Rogue and wanted a really good start on some of their items. We also have a Valentine's Day package, which should be out on Valentine's Day.
Aww.
Yeah, it's going to include the heart pet generator, which is always really fun. And the coolest thing about that, I think, is you can actually give it to someone, and because it's not soulbound. So it's a very heartfelt Valentine gift to give your special realm someone. The pack will also include some other original items created just for this very fine day. So be on the lookout for that. It's very, very romantic.
And spread the love, guys.
Definitely. Spread it pixelatedly. And if you have any feedback on our packages, you have ideas or thoughts, you loved it, you thought maybe one other item would have been better or more useful, please tag it on Twitter, #RealmPack. So with that, we're actually going to be moving on to player questions. So here we go.
It's time now for player questions.
We received a lot of questions, as usual, from everybody, so thank you for submitting. Unfortunately, Willem could not be here for this RealmCast, but he did answer a few, and the ones that he did we will be reading in a bit. We received a lot of questions about Mike Seller's post in the forums and selling top-tier items in packages.
Yeah, so, yeah, we know this is like a huge change for everybody, It's been something that's been in like the community for a while, that it's like we don't want to make this game pay to win. Really, I think, Mike Sellers and the team made this decision just at least for the best interest of the game to, try out some new things. And, we're working with the team to see how this is going to work out, and we really want to keep you guys in touch with, with the team and the decisions that are being made. So, this is just something that they wanted to try out, and we'll go from there.
Changes are inevitable, and as we go forward, there has to be changes.
Yeah, I mean, one of the nice things about a game like this is, we can change something, and if it doesn't work, we can always change it back. You saw that with the pot drops in the Godlands. It didn't work, we changed it back, and that's the beauty of games like these. We can test new things and always strive to better the game in different ways, and if something doesn't work, we'll change it back. But with something like this, there's a lot of different feedback that we get. You have the obvious forum feedback that everybody can see. You have the actual sales, like how an item sells, whether players are using it, whether they're getting it, and then there's lots of data that we look at, the users that we have that log in, new users that come in, how long players stay. There's a lot of data that comes into this, and there's a lot of different ways to look at it. And so with something like selling these high-tiered items, I know that for Mike, he's trying to look at as much data as possible, quantitative, qualitative, and making sure that this decision is not something that's going to hurt the game long term. It's going to be something that benefits the game, and hopefully will keep the game going for a long, long time.
Yeah, I think it's just important to note too that the game the game is evolving. So with that, I know people are everybody's afraid of change, but sometimes we're in a position where we can actually listen to you guys and see how you guys take it, and see how things work out. And I think it's really it's a scary thing, but in the end it's a good thing, because we really want Realm to be successful. Everybody does. We want it to be the best game in the entire freaking world, and it will be. Yeah.
We want the same things. So the difference is, how we go about getting there might be not what you think would get us there, but we do want the same thing initially. We want the best game with the best content, and we want it to be around. So this is what we have to do.
And I think if you do look at the forum thread in response to Mike Seller's post, you'll see that players were voicing their opinions from all different sides of the spectrum. And I think that's a very good look on the overall picture when it comes to selling these high-tier items. You have some players who, they don't like it. They're very adamant about that. You have other players who say it couldn't affect me in the slightest. And you have other players who say that they like it. And those are, three very strong points of views, but those are three strong points of views that are reflective of the overall Realm population. And so then it came down, I think, for Mike to decide whether it would hurt the game or whether it'd be more beneficial to the game. And I think in looking at a lot of different factors, it appeared that it'd be more beneficial to the game. And this is a very unique game. Realm, when we first came to it and we started looking at the game, we were fascinated by the fact that there's pretty much 3 full-fledged economies going on in this game, which is really unique in gaming. You have the in-game economy, the player-based economy, the trading of different pots and items and stuff, and the actual value to it. You have the kabam economy based off of what's sold in the shop and the packages, and then you have the real-world trading sites.
Those guys suck. Don't buy from them.
And the impact that they have on the economy, and it's really cool to see the way all 3 impact each other, and to see the way that they all make themselves fluctuate. And I know for you guys, it can be very daunting logging into the Nexus and seeing all those, all the spamming and from the automated bots and stuff. And we don't like it either, and we're continually working on different ways to kind of get rid of that. And it's, to us, it is an important part of this game. And this game, we want it to always be a skill-based game. It is a skill-based game. I mean, I don't think there's a single player out there that can deny the fact that even if you have great weapons, if you don't know what you're doing in this game, you're still going to die, and you're going to lose those weapons or those items, the armor, whatever you have. And so we want it to be a skill-based game. It will always be a skill-based game. Some items might help you get to, certain things a little bit quicker, but you don't want to run somewhere too quick because you still might end up dying.
well said. Lots of good info. If you continue to have questions, you know where to find us on the forums and, you know, everywhere else.
And another thing to consider with this change is obviously items were being bought from the real world trading sites, and that takes money away from the development of the game. It takes money away from, engineers, art team, new content. If we want the best game possible, we want to keep things circulating in a way where money that comes into Realm of the Mad God comes back out into Realm of the Mad God. And when all the money is going away, it really does hurt the development of this game, and it hurts our ability to create the best game possible for you guys.
So thank you for keeping everything in-house. Everything in-house. So that being said, we have about 7 player questions we're going to be answering, and starting off just with question 1. Here is a question from Trollatron. Their question is, not asking for lots of details, but in regards to the Elder Realms, if it's supposed to be a super hard for max characters dungeon, surely it must mean better drops, right? Is the release of the Elder Realms going to make Oryx obsolete? Or is there a plan in place to adjust Oryx so that people won't be wasting time there when better things drop in the Elder Realms? Thank you for your time. Willem went ahead and answered this one for us, and this is what he states. I want to first reiterate that Elder Realms are a thing I think the game is calling out for in so many ways, but it has unfortunately been pushed back for a little bit. That said, best way to think of them is as level 2 to the normal Realms level 1. Oryx will not be obsolete for the people who are at play in level 1, and people who reach play level 2 will have new challenges. Thank you, Trollatron. The second question is from a player named Lotus. Will the future of ROTMG be more of a co-op experience? Will you basically reduce all possible ways for solo play and in some way force the co-op aspect?
So this is another one Willem answered, and his answer states, Realm is a co-op experience and will continue to be one. I think a lot of what makes it cooperative is how the difficulty curve works. Some battles are just crazy without buddies around to get your back. A lot of the classes are also specifically designed to work well together. I'm definitely going to continue to encourage and perpetuate this sort of designing going forward.
Moving on to question 3 by Holy Blades. Why don't you guys do more in-game events that a lot more players can do? Because all of this garbage, which I can't do, like create some picture, get so much fame, I don't want to suicide or make some video. Why not do another event like a beach party? That was the best one you have ever held. Much love to Zbornox. So Holy Blades wants to see some more in-game events, and we can definitely do that.
And I've been, with the whole Twitter following thing, I've been working to get in game and actually do some player engagement events and actually get people in there, like the Spawnathon that's happening on Valentine's Day. So definitely look forward for more events like that, guys. We really, we just don't want to be like forum jockeys. We want to be in the game playing with you guys too.
Yeah, and just kind of a heads up on that. So when we're in game and you guys are sending us private messages and stuff, we're not ignoring your private messages. It's the fact that we're getting probably 50 to 100 every second from everybody in the game. So we really can't respond to every single one we get. So I just want to let you guys know we're not ignoring your messages. It's literally we're just getting too many to respond to it at a given time.
We're not trying to be mean, guys. We're not trying to be mean. We want to talk to each and every one of you. But
thanks for the love, Holy Blades. Where the beach party was really fun. It's definitely something that would be that might be in the future. Just keep your eyes to the forums and our social networks, and you'll be the first to know about all these events as they come. Next question is from Flarius. What are your thoughts on the recent Lair of Draconis leak? Many players purchased a lot of keys and used them to stock up on high-tiered equipment.
Yeah, I think we touched on that a little bit with Mike's statement in the forums. Unfortunately, that's just one of the things that happened, and I think that going forward, we're going to try and avoid having things like this happen. You know, we're working really closely with the engineers and the developers to work on some better communication and, you know, actually get the proper word out to you guys when it comes to releases like this. And, you know, we're definitely mindful of when these things happen, and we're going to do everything in our power, at least from the GM perspectives, to make sure that things like this don't happen.
This next question is from Snup, and it has to do with hacking and cheating in the game. So why don't you take a resolute stance on all the hacking cheating going on in this game? All you did, as of February 11th, 6 p.m. PST, is ask for players to send in support tickets with proof, but there was no word as to how you will work with these support tickets and what kind of action you take. Are you yourself or other Kabam staff looking into the players reported? Are you looking into players reported without proof? What kind of action are you taking? Do you yourself, when you are playing this game, realize any hacking and cheating going on? If yes, what kind of experiences have you made? And what is the main focus of development right now? So can I just take this one quickly? I get a lot of I work a lot with the support team in Austin, and so sending in evidence, especially with video footage, is really the best way to alert us as to a potential hacking issue. This flags the situation, and through this we can investigate it in our own way. We have a privacy policy that is put in place to protect both sides, though, so we are unable to disclose any information from our investigation. And we cannot talk about this in forums, and you know we just can't. So there's that, which will be cut. So although we cannot discuss the details of the investigation, you can feel safe in knowing that we do look into it and we make educated decisions. The GMs look at all reported evidence, and we have our own watchful eyes that we also use when we're in game. We're very aware it goes on, but I personally have not experienced anything. Those that do experience playing with hackers, however, they definitely get less of the true gaming experience. And this is something we can all agree is bad and not at all what we're trying to do here. So we are definitely working to stop it. We're looking at your evidence, and we're looking at things on our own. The main focus of development at this point, I believe, is content, and that's whatever, content everybody can enjoy.
Just something important to note too is, we really do adhere to a super strict privacy policy. So, the best way to get these guys that you believe are hacking or cheating or doing something sneaky is to write in a support ticket. You could go ahead and try and shame them in the forums. We really try to avoid that, though, just because we don't want people getting light of how to actually use these hacks and, really just ruin the game for everybody. So rather, I do realize that there are some third-party things out there that actually make your gameplay experience easier and funner, and we do, consider those, and we think that it's, if it's helping you to improve the gameplay where it's not ruining it for somebody else, then we do take these things into consideration, guys. It's not so black and white like some people would like us to think it is.
Yeah, I think we want to make sure that everybody enjoys their gameplay experience, whether it's in the game or whether it's in the forums. And when someone gets publicly put out there, it can turn into a witch hunt. And in essence, it does become bullying. And we have a very strict policy against bullying, and that's why we want to keep this private. We want to make sure that, players' privacy is protected, and we don't want players to be out there and be bullied and harassed if they're not necessarily doing something right. We all know that in games like these, rumors can get started quickly and they can catch on like wildfire. I'm not saying that all rumors aren't true, but I'm just saying some of them obviously aren't. And we don't want players to be caught in a situation where there's a false rumor about them and it drives them, away from the game or something, from playing, a game that they love, just because something might have been started against them. So we try to, handle all these situations in a very professional manner, look into them, make sure that we gather the correct evidence, and deal with them in a way that works with our terms of service and at the same time doesn't hinder other players' gameplay.
And to report any hackers or cheaters, please feel free to send us an email to our official support email, which is support@wildshadow.com.
And you can also access that through the forum link. It's a little tab that says support up there.
Next question is from Slug King. Slug King says, sell peppermint snail in the shop. And also, do you take skin submissions?
Yeah, we always take suggestions for sales from players. Obviously, we want to make skins things that players like. We want it to be somewhat interactive. So if you guys have any good ideas, we encourage you to follow us on Twitter at ROTMG_news and tag your suggestions with, hashtag Realm Request, and we'll look into your ideas. And if there's something that we can pass on to our artists, we would love to do that. Also, feel free to submit some requests to artists.rotmg@gmail.com. And we'll be happy to look at some of those artwork ideas too. We're always trying to come up with ideas to throw at our design team, and they're coming up with ideas themselves. And if we can get some ideas from you guys out there, it'd be great. There is a process to it, so it may not be immediate, and obviously some ideas may not necessarily be able to be used, but it's always great to have new submissions, and who knows, you might actually see some of your ideas come into the game.
We actually really love that, so send them over. The last question is from Seagoff. Still no news about the purpose of those 16 treasures? Well, Willem answered that one for us, and he said, no news. They will be and are valuable, but you'll just have to wait.
I know we keep telling you guys that you have to wait about things, but trust us, there are a lot of cool things coming down the pipeline. They're going to be here sooner than you guys think, and I know we have you guys waiting. We all hate waiting too. We don't like waiting and not being able to tell you what's coming. We're all, really itching to tell you guys, but there's a lot of fun stuff coming.
Lots of fun stuff coming, and with that comes the end of RealmCast Season 2, Episode 1.
This was fun, guys.
It was fun. It was great. Just first one for all three of us as GMs together. And if you'd like to carry on this conversation about anything we talked about, you have questions or comments, you can follow us on Twitter at ROTMG_news. Tag it RealmCast2X1. So thank you for listening. We're also on Tumblr at blog.wildshadow.com and Facebook at facebook.com/ROTMG.
And don't forget about artists, artists@rotmg@gmail.com. We want to see some of your cool work.
And yeah, guys, please give us feedback about the RealmCast. We do this for you guys, so any feedback that you have, we'd be happy to implement into the next RealmCast episodes, and hopefully you guys enjoy what we have coming out.
Thanks so much for tuning in, and until next time.
Later.